Sup, y'all? Sorry about that. We're back. We're good to go. So, you hop on your vessel. Kyrann, I'm going to need another sailing check from you to get down to the last points. When Starboard gets aboard, do you inform him of the plan? I imagine very briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Since I know Ollie wasn't listening, feel free to do so right now.
Oh, okay. Sure. So, there is a haunted island to the southwest, besides my navigation rules. And we are going to go there and convince them to join our cause and give us their ships.
There's people on the haunted island.
Not on the island itself, but on the coast. They're probably living out of their ships.
Okay. All right. That seems reasonable enough then.
Micaiah was pretty adamant that we kill them and take their ships. But I think instead that we're just going to talk to them and convince them that, not living on the haunted island will be better once we relieve them of the storm.
That sounds... You know what? That sounds good.
Okay.
So, when you guys make your way down to last points, because Kyrann rolled a fucking 25, so her sailing around Crag and her jump across that channel over there and over to last point, honestly, it is really genuinely very dangerous. But Kyrann makes do. And you guys start whipping your way around last point. Occasionally you come across various checkpoints and stuff like that they have around Crag Island. You actually notice that this island is decently defended. Like, you see the towers, but they clearly know who you are because you're sailing a Crag vessel. You're making your way over to last point, and as you leave Crag Island, go over to last point, you pull down the sails. Let's say you're from Crag, and you raise the sails that say absolutely nothing whatsoever, and start making your way around last point over towards the port. This whole journey is not a small one. I mean, let's just do the math real quick. I mean, give me 1 second. So the way the crow flies, it is... Where are you? The way the crow flies, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, about 120 miles, 150 miles, somewhere in that range. So it does take you some time to get there. And the wind isn't always in your favor, so on and so forth. But you do finally...
The wind is always in our favor.
It is. So you do make your way there. It takes you a few days, but you do actually make your way over to the area of last point that you need to get to and get to the port. When you guys approach the port, there's not like as crazy dangers or anything like that. You actually... my apologies, Kyrann. Do you go to the secret port and walk across the island again? Or do you go straight to the main port?
Oh. Secret port.
It takes a bit longer to get there. But you make your way down to the secret port area. And you easily are able to tether your ship inside this old sea cave. No problems whatsoever. Rock, of course, is like, huh, we're back. This cave is about 50 times larger than the one that he was in when you first found him.
Oh, dear. By the way, Spellboard, this is Rock. This is Micaiah's son.
Introduces him after days of being together.
Yeah.
On a tiny
yeah. To be fair, Starboy is an elf. He may not have noticed this dude yet. Pleasure to meet you, Rock.
Something that deserves like introduction. I think it's something like that.
You're looks to Kyrann for a couple moments.
Star Wars and elf.
Elf.
Yes. Yes, I am. Well done. Not everyone can tell that.
Huh. Rock smart like rock.
Oh.
Starboy does what you know when you have to like turn away and walk away, otherwise you will just laugh cry. And actually during how long was this little detour?
Several days.
I would have actually wanted to go to Haldrin and just be like, my friend, we need to give you an alias that you can go by so that not everyone just immediately points out that you're a war criminal. We're okay with that, but it does cause problems.
Yeah. Very well then. I mean, I am noble by birth. My name carries a lot of significance, but I suppose I can store that under the deck for a little while. Perhaps I should change my clothing and wear an eye patch in the meanwhile as well.
If you wish, honestly, I always respect people who go the extra mile.
Your name carries a lot of honor.
Thank you.
I cannot... Oh, not yours. I mean in general. Your name carries a lot of honor, and I can't dishonor my name and hide behind another. I did my actions, the ones that others seem to be condemning me of, not because I enjoyed them, but because I was a patriot. And I did what I needed to for my country.
I understand that. This has nothing to do with your actions.
To hide behind a false identity would be to dishonor the actions that I took and almost seem ashamed of them. I'm not ashamed of my actions.
All right. That's fine. You can do what you want to do.
Does our excoriate here hide behind a false identity as she approaches these islands?
Not officially an
No, she's making.
She's not a part of the conversation. Totally hears it.
No, she's making her own new identity
with her name.
Eventually, she'll get rid of the Lyrandar part.
She can.
Kind of.
It's tattooed on her face.
Oh, there are plenty of folk who wear that without other things. And anyway, I'm working on a way to get rid of it. No, I'm not.
So that would make you both the most sought after and most hunted man.
Yeah, I know.
Corvair. So
it's called foundation. Like a fucking lot of it, because it glows. Where's one side of your face like an inch larger than the other?
So anyways, you make your way to down to Last Point, and Haldren, of course, refusing to change his name, but agreeing to stay aboard the vessel if need be, and not go aboard, not go onto land as much as he really likes being on land. And when you guys get to Last Point, you make your way through the woods. Does everybody go through the woods? The whole lot of you?
No, the dwarves stay. I imagine Haldren stays.
When you're like, Haldren, you could probably stay here with Rock. It's probably for the better. Haldren looks at Rock, then looks back at you. You can almost see a pleading in his eyes. And he's like... All right,
let's take Rock. No, I'm just kidding.
He's
do you really want to come?
It would be preferable.
Very well.
Rock stay. He sits here. Like Rock.
You can guard the ship, Rock. I'll pat him on the head.
I keep strong. So, because he's inconsistent with his, third person speech. Because he's, too dumb to consistently be third person.
I do turn to Stalbart at this point and, we're keeping him, by the way.
I feel like adoption was probably better for us anyway.
So anyways, you make your way through the woods, across the island and whatnot. And it's uncomfortable drawing closer to the city, as she always is, as she gets close to the city. But anyways, so she makes her way all the way. You guys make your way all the way to the main port of Last Point, and go all the way to Kel's house.
Is the house is it all fixed?
No. You go all the way to where the rubble should be of Kel's house, and instead of finding rubble there, you see that the entire area has been cleared completely free, with the exception of the front door. The front door frame, which is kind of situated and stationed right there. Just the frame of the front door. Nothing else is there.
A memento.
Asking around, it's pretty easy to find Kel. There was a third floor built onto where the inn is, and Kel is choosing to stay as almost like a suite. Takes the entire third floor of the inn, and is going to stay there instead because it makes him even more amongst his people.
It's a good idea.
So, making your way to the inn and maybe getting a room for yourself. Going up to the third floor and a rap-a-tap-tap on the door. Kel opens the door himself. I have to say, that's not who I expected to see in my doorway.
We came by for a visit.
I appreciate that. He looks at the group of you. He sees that the hobgoblin has been replaced by a human. Says, are we here for official conversations?
Yes.
Then perhaps we should take this this matter downstairs to the pub.
In public.
Yep.
He nods as he shuts the door behind himself and walks past you.
Very well.
And he goes down and goes to the pub. But as he does walk by the bartender, he does hold up 4 fingers.
I will note
Sorry,
as
5
we
fingers.
walk down the stairs and whatnot. Break is fine, by the way. I know you guys were close. He is just taking some time to himself.
I imagine people need a break from time to time when living in such close quarters. It's different. They're not like us. They don't... We're sea folk. We have the salt in our blood. They don't, he says, looking at the other 3 that are with you. And I imagine from time to time he needs to rebalance his thoughts and his legs, and he'll be back.
Oh. That actually never occurred to me. I'll turn to the other 3.
Haldren's nodding.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, Starball wasn't listening.
Bellum's uncomfortably looking elsewhere.
I'm just like doing literally this. Just like
He's uncomfortably looking elsewhere. Starball's very interestedly looking elsewhere because he's never been on this island before.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So you
This
guys
is,
make
this
your
is Changeling Town, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's too interested.
He orders the 5 drinks. You guys sit down. Drinks are brought over and put in front of you. He will raise the glass to take a sip. Doesn't say any salute or anything like that. Just raise the glass, and everybody raises theirs. Sips, puts it down, and says, "So, what is it that you needed to speak of?"
Well, things have been going well. We have secured the loyalty of the blood sales, and I will slide the coin over.
I would guess he has something to do with it. Pointing at Stalbor.
Yes.
Nods.
Orthos, the Wind Whisperers, have also agreed to help us. If we can secure a proper plan for him.
Oh, like when you said that, he looked a little. But then when you say the rest of it, he nods. Like, okay, okay, makes sense.
Right. But I'm being honest with them, and I hope they appreciate that. And now we are working with your neighbors to the north. Immediate north.
What? You mean Crag?
Yes.
That pirate?
I want her to take her fleet to Port Verge directly. While we handle Lyradar.
I mean, expendable. You know, it's one of those that if you don't have skill, have numbers, right? And they have that in spades.
Indeed, they need more ships. So we're going to Redwood.
Dreadwood's full of refugees.
Yes, with ships. We're not going to hurt them. We're hoping they'll join us because, in fact, they are refugees and have a vested interest in getting home.
So what's your plan when you go there?
To tell them that they have a vested interest in getting home, and then asking
It's obvious.
forcefully for their ships.
No, remember, Kyrann.
Firmly, asking
Firmly. Thank you.
He actually will lean forward and put his hand on his head, rest on his hand, kind of lean on his elbow, and be like, "It's nice to see someone took the mantle since Reich isn't here." Looking at Bellum.
It's the whole reason I'm even here.
Well, you can calm your nerves a little bit there. Remind me, it's Bellum, right?
You know, it's
You can calm your nerves. I have people in very good places on Dreadwood Island.
good.
I have no desire to hurt the refugees, and
Kyrann, we are building something here, and your words could break that apart. So I'm going to allow other people to do the speech on this one. I just need you to show up and pick the ships that you want.
okay,
Does that sounds fair?
yes.
How many
No.
ships do you need?
At least 10.
They have, I think, 14 ships there. Asking for at least 10 is... the number of people on that island aren't going to be able to get aboard that many ships, even if you're cramming them in spaces. They like to know that they have the means to retreat. That's why they haven't broken apart the ships and turned them into homes yet, is they intend to leave the island. And they like to know that they can all get aboard ships if they need to. It's not a good idea.
Whatever they can afford to lose.
I believe if you took 6... I know if you took 6, it'd be fine. I believe if you took 7, they'd be fine.
Okay.
But these aren't vessels for war. These are merchant ships.
We're aware they're going to be a bit of I look at Kyrann. I look back at him.
What is the colloquialism in Eberron for a Trojan horse?
Yeah, exactly. I thought of a different way to say it, and I literally got.
I don't think I
fudged
have
up.
a word for it. I turned to Haldren, like,
A bit of a
Like-
surprise.
to look for the word.
Haldren is watching all of the changelings that are barefaced changelings in this establishment and not even paying attention to the plan despite being a general. and
Haldren,
just staring
what
at
would
them.
you call something being disguised as another, a vessel carrying insurgents?
What?
The plan?
Oh, a pirate ship.
Not quite, but
I'm sorry.
We all get what the plan is. It doesn't need a pithy name.
yeah. I say not quite, and I turned to Kel and was like, put that. Insurgents aboard a ship, pretending to be merchants.
So you will sail there. I could lend you a vessel.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's obviously why you came.
Yes.
You sailed in on a pinnace, right?
Yeah, I'm not taking that.
I've heard. So you are going to you're going to borrow one of the vessels from us. You can make your way over there. I will already have words set up. You can pick out the 6 or 7 vessels, and you can take those ones back.
Okay.
Is there
Thank
something
you.
about these vessels that you prefer? Speed over
Size.
you want a vessel?
I would say speed so they can get up if they have to.
I imagine they wanted to hold as many soldiers as they could. Size would be best.
They don't have enough people. I imagine they're not going to send that many people. There's no way.
They said they wanted to fill 14 ships worth. 16, I believe.
I think that's a bluff.
You think she was just being cocky?
Yeah.
Trying to challenge us.
I think speed would be better. If we could not lose these ships, that would be best.
Speed ships tend to be a little bit smaller. You could probably get that 7th one a bit easier if you took the smaller ones. All right. I'll send word out for you. In the meanwhile, I would expect you to spend at least the night. How long have you been sailing on that little...
How long has it been, Scott? You said sometime.
Several days.
Yeah. A few days would be nice.
That is very close quarters. And that
It would be
probably
nice
was
to
not
sleep
comfortable.
on land
Absolutely.
for a day.
You're more than welcome to. Hey, Kyrann, can I actually have a word with you outside?
Of course.
Let's just go for a little walk. You guys, please order food, as many drinks as you'd like. It is on the town.
I turn to Stalbor. I turn back to him. I say thank you, and then I wait for him to leave and say to Stalbor, "He's acting way too nice. Last time we were here, we blew up his house."
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I believe it's like many of the people we're meeting. They believe in Kieran's cause, they just may not necessarily believe in Kyrann.
All right. Well, I'll get drunk if you will.
Yeah, all right.
Perfect.
Like, no convincing necessary.
Yeah, like I go to the bartender like for a drink, and he like goes to pour a shot. I'm like, no, like the bottle.
But yeah.
Yeah.
The two of you guys go outside and start walking. He walks with you a little bit. It's silent at first for like a minute or so. Both of you can actually appreciate just like a port city that's actually, remember how the design of it here is pretty simplistic and whatnot, and the people here are not like crazy chaotic all over the place. It's actually one of the more peaceful places, despite the fact that it was built with kind of like a hodgepodge design to it. It's one of the more peaceful ones because these people are actually building a home for themselves as opposed to having like less kosher, motives or whatever. So you guys are walking like a minute of silence or so, and then he'll like head cocks to the side a little, says, "Urbersek?"
He was. I don't know if it was an accident or just something that we came across. I don't know if it's unfortunate or not that he's with us, but we can't get rid of him, so.
Can.
I would rather have him here with us than helping Larendar.
Do you remember how he treated my people?
I don't have accounts, no. But he has told me. But he chose to come aboard. He chose not to hide on the ship. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but it's something.
I don't like him for his past. I don't like him for what he's done to my people. I don't like many, but that's... You are putting together a group of many people I don't like. And you're doing it for a cause that all of us can appreciate. And so I will stomach my pride on that one. I won't lie. This is probably the most difficult thing you've asked me so far. That man should be killed where he is, burned alive, whatever.
Well, you may very well get that opportunity. I have no doubt that if it becomes in his interest to turn against us, he will. And if that happens, you can do it.
Kyrann, you're like a tinderbox. One little spark and you just light up. You don't not one match at a time like someone looking to light a candle. You just go up, light up all at once. Urbersek
is an open flame.
The two of you together is not smart. Why do you keep him at your side?
I don't trust him with anybody else.
Two of you at each other's side is not smart. It's going to trigger something. I'm getting a gut feeling.
I agree. It's not smart. I wasn't happy when it happened, but it wasn't my call. I wasn't there to stop it.
How smart is he?
Very. He beat Stalbor and Conquer. I know that doesn't mean much to you, given you haven't so much time with him, but it means a lot.
No, it does. But he's also trained as a boy to know that game, whereas Stalbor is just old.
Maybe my proximity to somebody who knows what they're doing isn't a bad thing. Maybe we need a general.
I think he needs to stay by your side because you need to watch after him. I think him being by your side is disastrous because the two of you could set each other off. You can't be everywhere, and you have many things that you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need to lead several
I
fleets.
do like this idea.
Can I be honest with you, Kyrann?
Yeah. I mean, I would hope so.
I've been preparing a contingent for a long time now. Since we met last time, since you pulled me into your cause.
Mm-hmm. What's the contingency?
You're most likely going to die, and you are the face of whatever this is that we're doing. It's going to, for one reason or another, be a good thing or a bad thing, your presence in the fight. And so, I've had people training to be Kyrann.
Ed's already been training. Nico's already been training. I've already asked him. Almost a year ago, I think, at this point.
And Nico is a brilliant Kyrann. Should you die and your friends still need you. However,
But we need me for other things. I get it.
you're about to have a bunch more ships. You're about to have a bunch more tasks. Send him with the Cloud Reavers. Use his brilliance to take Port Verge. They're going to need it. They're going to need his fire. They're going to need what he does to succeed at a task like that. You think the Reavers or others haven't tried? Port Verge pisses most people off. They work
Honestly,
closely with Lhazaar, and the reason why people are here is to get away from people like Lhazaar.
honestly, I didn't care much if they succeeded or not. I know it's horrible to say, but as long as they wounded them, I would have been happy.
True, but a fatal blow is better than just an injury.
Except they want Port Verge. So maybe it's better if they fail.
Your tactic from the beginning, you said you were going to be taking an airship.
Yes. It might be several now, though. The idea is to attack all of them at once, but we don't know how many there are.
That's where you need Urbasek. You need him leading the war against the many airships, not against Port Verge.
We already promised them Port Verge, though. I don't know if they
They
attacked
can
the
go
air.
to Port Verge, and they can do that. But
Mhm.
you leave him on the front.
Then where does that leave us?
It's a good question. Do you need to be involved in the greater fight? Or maybe the greater fight's a distraction for you to be somewhere else? Especially if you could be 2, 3, 5 places at once.
Okay. I agree with your plan.
Deception's going to be your greatest ally.
Mm-hmm.
This curtain is giving us a benefit. We don't know what's going on in there. For the most part, they don't know what's going on out here.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we finally play our hands and we shine the light on ourselves, we need to make sure that what that light is shining on is not us, but instead a straw doll underneath a blanket. We've already slipped out the window.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly where your place is, but it's not next to Urbasek.
Agreed.
The vessel that I'm going to send with you to go over to Dreadwood Isle, that vessel, all of the commanding officers that are going to come in with you, every one of them are going to be people that have already been studying the idea of you, your mentality, have studied your tactics, have read all the stories that we could gather of you, but they don't know you. So, I need you to do me a favor. Pretend like you don't know what they're doing and just be you. They don't need you to teach them you. They need to just observe you.
Okay.
Okay.
I agree with your plan, and I appreciate what you're doing.
Anything else I can give to you other than a valuable ship and some of the greatest people that I have in my command?
Well, I imagine that a bigger coin would go a long way into convincing Orthos to join our cause. Officially.
Considering the fact that you are taking some of the greatest assets I have already, might
I'm
as well
basically
go
one
all
of you
in.
now.
He will
Do I
give you-
actually cause him to stop at that point? Because that's funny.
He
to me.
does. He does. And he will hand you the coin.
Thank you.
But he leaves, so when you take it from him, he leaves his open hand extended for you to give
I
back.
give him the other.
Yeah,
the
the other
other
one back. Because they only get one of each.
Yeah.
So,
That way you can't like hand them off.
exactly.
Gotcha.
So you give him back the old coin, and yeah, so that's that.
So that's that.
So you he walks through, he finishes the walk as you guys are doing the coins and whatnot. So as you guys exchange the coins, he turns and looks down the open alleyway of the street that you're in. Like, so it's a open street, and it's not far from where you are. You can actually see where his destroyed house is. Like next to it, but it's like a good 50 yards or so that direction down the street, and he turns his attention towards it.
All right. Yep.
One would call it an eye opener, but that'd be too narrow. It was a wall opener. I was doing things a little wrong before.
You think so? In what way?
I need to build a home for my people,
I agree.
but we were being isolationists.
You're not an isolationist people.
Well, true. Which is why we weren't actually staying out of others' affairs. We were just keeping them out of ours. We've been preparing for when everything ends and settles. There's going to, of course, be a bit of chaos, and those are going to have to step up and open their arms and their doors to others and hopefully build treaties and see what can be made of this mess when it's all settled. And so I've decided that that's the direction that my people should go. Let's not wall ourselves in, but leave ourselves completely in the open. Not only when we choose to step out of our front door, but because we have no walls and the door is always open.
I like that.
He'll give you like a hand on the shoulder, like a little squeeze, and then he's going to kind of like turn and walk off his own way.
Yeah. I will end the conversation with it. I want you to make your own way in the world. I want you to make a place for yourself.
He does turn back and give you like a little bit of a smile. Like he's thinking on it, of course. And he continues to walk off. Walk off. So I imagine you rejoin with the other two boys.
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4 boys. You rejoin with them. They've had some drinks. I imagine Bellum's a bit tipsy. I imagine Urbersek is a bit tipsy. Stalwart?
As chat reminded me, Star Wars drink hits him a little harder than it used to. So he's gone. He's probably like singing like to the bar. Not very well. He's probably singing like some old dwarven tune as well, which is just confusing people. Because this elf in elf clothes, who just looks like a generic elf, is just singing like a deep-bellied dwarf. He's like one drink away from sloppy drunk.
He thinks
And
he's
that
one
next
away.
drink is on the way. It's coming.
So
It's ordered.
He thinks he's 1 drink away, but he's 4 drinks past it. So
You definitely reached that point of like, you know what? One more drink is a bad idea, and then you have that, and you're like, you know what? I can drink 5 more.
So you make your way back. Will, you okay over there?
My internet's just being real wonky.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
like, it's all right. It's not your fault. It's Comcast's fault. Fuck Comcast.
Fuck Comcast. So you guys make your way over to you make your way to them. Do you tell them anything, Kyrann?
No.
Okay. So you go over, you sit down, and join
But I
them.
will have a drink and enjoy the company.
Urbisek does say, so that was Kel.
That was Kel.
The Kel?
A Kel, I imagine. Maybe the Kel. I don't know.
You know what's sad? I didn't think of that.
No?
There could always
Oh.
be another Kel.
I drink my drink. And don't laugh with that.
He allows, like, sits there in silence for another minute until, like, Bellum or Stalbor says something else that's kind of stupid or funny. And then he kind of, like, shakes out of it and rejoins into the fun again for a bit. So, you are all having fun for the evening. You actually were able to relax. Unfortunately, even though you're on land, when you go to bed tonight, Stalbor, you still very much feel as though you're swimming at sea.
I know, and I'm like, why? Kyrann, I thought we got off the boat. Why?
Mind you, he's in his own bedroom. So he's
How am I
speaking
meant
his
to
pillow.
meditate? Surely we share.
I'm
We're a
wondering.
couple. Sometimes. On again, off again.
Yeah, probably. Probably should.
I think drunk, they're very much a couple. And then in the morning, like,
I am curious if, like, elves, like, pass out.
I was gonna say, like, is he
No,
like
wait,
trying
the
to
whole
meditate
time.
but swaying? I've often ruled it in my own in Yavaskir where like some of the only ways elves can sleep is just by getting hammered.
Well, because you're unconscious, right? You're not sleeping.
But it's as close as they can get.
Mm-hmm. So
That was caps lock.
I don't know. I imagine it's like kind of like an awkward moment, like where Kyrian's like, should I put him in bed to sober up? Should I let him sit down? I'm gonna move him to the bed and like just leave it there. It's like, no, lay down. Just pass out.
I wish you still had levitate as a spell, because I imagine by now it's just like straight static charge is what lifts
Ugh.
things up off the ground. So Stalbor's hair is like,
Cool way of doing it. I never thought about it that way.
That's fine.
So anyways, you guys spend the night. You wake up next morning, hungover, sober, doesn't really matter. And you actually don't have to sail immediately, but I imagine for you, you feel as though time is of the essence, and so you choose to do so. You sail the next day.
Do I wake up Stalbor? It's like still passed out.
It happens. Let's not dwell on it.
Like wake up?
He's struggling today. He looks like he had a night out
Oh dear.
for sure.
So
He's not undead anymore, but boy does he look it.
I get them all on the boat.
So you guys
One
get them
more
on
out
the
of there.
boat. There's 5 people on the boat with you, because the boat's actually a pretty simple. It's going to be a small, fast ship. Also not designed for combat by any stretch. It's designed for speed runs. Usually this is like what a messenger ship would be. So the fact that you have 5 people on the ship with you is actually a bit of an overkill, considering you already have Haldren, Bellum, Stalbor with you. Anybody else?
We're gonna bring Rock.
Rock.
It's good for him to see more things.
Oh, Rock! I'm so glad to see you.
So you guys sail up to the cave area where Rock is, and so you guys go sailing up, and Rock's sitting there and just whittling something. As you guys come sailing up to the area, and more in that area because it can hold a ship at least, because this is a small one, the other one's tiny, can hold the 2 of them in the area. Rock looks over at the ship, and he's like, then goes back to whittling. When you go to like let him know, come on, Rock, you going on this ship? He's like, Rock ship, small ship.
Yeah, but your mother said we could have you now, so
Huh?
you're gonna come with us.
You have me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he goes and gets onto the other ship, and he starts walking around, and he starts like walking paces around the ship, like kind of like just walking around the ship. and that's what he does for most of the first day before he finally picks a spot, sits on it, and starts whittling.
To be fair, that doesn't weird Stalbor out at all. He gets that. That makes perfect sense to him. He may even join him at least 1 or 2 rotations.
Beside or in tow behind?
I think beside.
So in tow
Just
beside.
wordlessly
Yep. Okay.
for like a little bit, and then just drift away again. Whatever he's meant to be doing.
Rock never looks up at you, but sometimes looks down at your feet.
Weird feet.
So you make your way from Last Point all the way over to Dreadwood Isle, okay? Roll me your sailing check. 2 of them, please.
Mm-hmm. Is N helping me? Can I roll advantage on these?
Did we just straight up lose Will?
He's been trying to tell you to go to break for ages so he can fix his shit.
Has he?
Yes!
Where?
On Skype.
Oh, I haven't looked at Skype. Okay.
And then he said, hey, I need to fix my internet on break.
That's okay. He could have said it out loud. But all right, so
I think he did to you
Uh,
when you asked.
Aaron, we can't see Ollie at the moment, so just roll me your 2 vehicles checks, and then we'll go.
But you didn't answer my question.
What was the question?
Is N helping me? Can I roll with advantage?
Yes and yes, as well as the other sailors, the other 5 changeling sailors on the boat.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a good thing. That was a damn good thing. Went from a natty 1 to a
Wow, that's really good.
2 22s. Okay, and so as you go, I guess we could have one small little RP moment while we wait for Will to boot up his internet. So N does say to you, Kyrann, do you know why it is that we have, well, this many aboard the vessel with us, of my people?
Oh, am I here for this? Because
No.
Stalbor did want to ask about this.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. I have no idea why there's this many people aboard this vessel
Oh
at
no.
this given time. No clue. Could be any reason, really. Maybe it's because we have to take 6 ships.
I guess we're going to have to speculate together later, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yep. Walks away. And break. Exactly. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So I'm just popping back by here to tell you, sorry, as you can see, William's internet's still broken. That's why you're getting 2 halves of 1 ollie, which doesn't equal a whole person. And you need to give us the okays for us saying sorry. We gotta go because William's broken. Sorry. So we'll leave and steal ships from poor innocent people that are just trying to survive some other time.
We'll be pirates next week.
Next week.
There's always time for piratry.
We're not stealing the ships, we're just borrowing them.
We will steal the ships.
If we have to.
Exactly. Like I'm not gonna murder you unless I must. Just saying.
Yeah,
All
if
right.
they behave, they live.
And if they don't, they die.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Bye.